All right, so Tyson Kidd and Cesaro tag match. I was wrong.
I think we were both wrong on that one because I went to Usos.
Oh yeah, you started with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, and I changed.
You changed, you bastard! If you're wrong, I'm wrong.
Let's get into this. Okay. Adam.
Yes.
It's here. Let me start over because you said okay when I said Adam. Adam. This is rough. Adam.
Yes.
I almost said McDonald's for some reason. That doesn't make any sense.
It's Ronald McDonald's. Donald.
I wasn't even going to say McDermott. I was going to say WrestleMania, and for some reason, WrestleMania was interchanged in my mind with McDonald's. I don't know why.
Okay.
We were talking about Burger King last time, so I can't even blame it on that.
Okay.
WrestleMania is over.
Yes.
The Raw after WrestleMania is over.
Yes.
We were so right. I remember last week we were saying it's going to be the worst WrestleMania of all time, and
it was
lo and behold,
terrible,
so horrible.
It was so bad. Not one good match at all. Nothing but trash. To be honest, I just took one big long bathroom break for 4 hours.
Yeah, it was just a 4-hour Diva match. That's what you're telling me. I'm a man. I said this in my review. I'm a man that likes to admit when he's wrong. I don't like to admit it, but I'd like to think that I like to admit it.
The idea of admitting you're wrong.
I like to admit that, or I like to think that I can admit it.
There you go.
I was wrong. It was a good WrestleMania.
It was a damn fine WrestleMania.
It was solid. Real solid.
Okay, let's go through the cards.
Let's go down it.
All right.
So pre-show. Oh, we're also going to try to remember our predictions too, which was a week ago, and that's going to be fun. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro retained the tag team championships against the New Day.
Sucks.
New Day sucks. Los Matadores. And the Usos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. I didn't see either of the pre-show matches, by the way.
Neither did I.
Because I was at McDonald's. Maybe that's what it is. Holy crap, I didn't even think about that. I drove to McDonald's during the pre-show to get ready for the show. And McDonald's took forever, so I couldn't get back in time. It's like, I just want my McNuggets. That's all I want. So I called my girlfriend up and I said, tell me what's happening. And she's like, Cesaro won. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was wrong, but all right, that's fine. First match of the night, that's fine. Watch Damien Mizdow win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Nope.
He
didn't. Instead, they gave that young up-and-comer.
Big Show.
Although, it's kind of like a groan, but at the same time, how long is Big Show going to be around for? 1-2 more years?
Well, the thing is that the logic behind this is that it's a battle royal that doesn't really matter. Cesaro won it last year. Yeah. Look what happened to him. So you need a big man to. I'm not coming up with this logic. I read it somewhere, but you need a big man to win a battle royal every once in a while. So when they say, "Oh, Big Show's got the advantage because he's so big," it actually makes a little bit of sense.
Mm.
Because Big Show never freaking wins.
Never did he ever win the Royal Rumble?
No, no, he didn't because he sucks and he's fat and he's huge. That's not why I like Big Show, but it's just because obviously he's not going to win. But you need some in his resume. So when the announcers are all like, "Oh, here comes the odds-on favorite, it's the Big Show," he actually has a match that he won. But the logic behind that is that because he's so big, he has a big target on his back.
Yeah.
Which I also read. This is all logic that I like, and I wish I came up with, but I didn't. So I'm actually okay with this win. Not to mention, I said in my review, Mizdow got what he needed out of this match. He didn't need to win it. Once he turned on Miz, like that's what needed to happen in this match. That's what happened. He got it. The crowd went nuts. It didn't matter who won at that point.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, after Mizdow turned on Miz, and I like a week later, kind of over it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is what is Miz or Mizdow without each other?
Yeah, you realize, Damien Sandow is an average at best wrestler.
Yeah.
The interesting part was Miz being an absolute ass.
He's a good character. I think Miz Dow is he's a good performer. He's not, like you said, he's not the best technical wrestler in the world, but he's good at what he does. He's good at getting the crowd behind him. He's good at getting the crowd against him. And he's got an in-ring charisma that not a lot of people have. I enjoyed Miz Dow. I keep saying he needs to go back to Sandow before his name sticks. But yeah, and Miz, I went from hating, absolutely loathing the Miz, wishing he didn't exist, to really liking him in this feud. Now that this feud is over, I'm worried.
He's going to be fading into obscurity.
I'm just so upset because I don't want to groan when the Miz comes out anymore. I don't want to mandatorily say not the Miz every time he comes out, because that's where I was. I was at the point where anything else, Hornswoggle, bring him out. Just hated him so much.
Yeah, that makes you sad to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, but whatever. That match apparently was really good. I didn't see it.
I watched
Tommy
it
apparently
back
debuted
on.
in it.
I watched it back on. Oh yeah, I watched it back on YouTube and I skimmed through it. Yeah, Hideo Tommy was like, people were definitely up for him, and Curtis Axel opening it and then getting dumped over the top rope by everybody.
Funny.
That was funny.
That's really funny.
And at the end of the match, it was grand. It was kind of a bit. Yeah, it was grand. Did either of us get it right? Who won?
No, I said either Miz or Miz. I said Miz Dow.
And I said Miz.
I'm pretty sure you also said either Miz or Miz Dow.
Yes.
So
I don't think
neither
either
of us said Big Show.
Yeah,
no one's gonna think Big Show. That's weird.
See, who says wrestling can't be unpredictable?
Right.
You think
and I'm really not upset about it.
No, it's meaningless. You know, there's a reason why it's on the pre-show.
Yeah.
It'll probably be just a match to have get everyone that WrestleMania payday. Oh, you're on the mat, you're on WrestleMania, just so guys don't feel left out.
Not to mention, Big Show is Andre the Giant's son, so that helps.
He is indeed.
He's living in his father's footsteps now. Man, if that was his son, he is the Curtis Axel of Giants. Which is not as good. Whatever, Andre sucked. He was just a spectacle.
Yeah.
Big Show is actually way better.
Yeah. He really is.
Andre the Giant was just so huge, and he was at a time when not everyone was that big.
Yeah.
And then all Giants since have been, let's try to get that Andre thing going again. That was cool.
Yeah,
Made us a lot of money.
Even his big WrestleMania 3 match, that guy was so ill.
Yeah. I mean, he had giantism. He was too big. He kept growing.
Do you know that?
Not supposed to.
He was diagnosed when he was 18 or 19. Or, I don't know exactly, but younger.
He chose not to have it fixed.
Because he said, if God wants me to be this height, I will be this height.
Ugh.
So.
God apparently wants you dead.
Mm-hmm, that too.
Big Show saw that he had giantism and he's like, get this out of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Oh,
smart man. I mean, I'm already huge. No one's going to look at me and say, oh, he could have been bigger. No. It's a big man.
Yeah.
All right.
The main card. The main
card. So LL Cool J greets us.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What a pointless thing. What was that?
4 minutes of nonsense.
Of LL Cool J talking to us about the internet.
Oh my god.
I use the internet. I don't need LL Cool J to tell me about it.
It's this wonderful magic. Shut the fuck up.
Is it to justify the play button?
I think it is solely justify the play. I wonder how much he was paid.
$6.
To do nothing.
He did not. I thought he was going to be there.
No.
He wasn't even there. He just had a video package that was actually uploaded to the website before the show even started.
He basically showed up to a set and worked for
green screen. It was probably his freaking set. Yeah. It was probably the NCIS set or whatever.
He probably just sent in a demo tape.
Just a flip phone.
Yeah, just probably got
someone recorded it.
Yeah, probably got his NCIS brethren to just, here, push record in that camera. Yeah, I'm just going to do these lines.
Chris O'Donnell just said, hey, yeah, I'll record you doing this.
Yeah.
Old Robin.
My word.
Yeah. So, that was weird. Pointless. But whatever, that's not the actual show. I don't count that. I mean, even though technically it is part of the show, I don't.
No, that's not.
I'll allow
it's
it.
like
Whatever,
the music
fine.
performances. It's not really.
Yeah,
They're
which
just
I hated. But
the reason why that video package is on the beginning is to give people time to get ready for it. That's what it is.
yeah, kind of. I was walking in as it started.
That's what it is. They're like, oh, it starts this time, but it doesn't really. Just try and be here for the yeah. It's like it's delayed by 5 minutes.
Get in your seats, everybody.
That's what it is.
If you're getting hot dogs, get back.
Yeah.
It's starting now, baby.
It's the intro song. It's like the intro song. That's what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
Friends is starting. Oh, WrestleMania is starting.
I'll be
starting.
there for you.
That's all it is. Just to get people a chance to take up their seats. That's the same reason. That's the exact same reason for musical guests.
Yeah,
Just like-
go to the bathroom.
And divas matches normally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we get to that. The
we'll
ladder
get there.
match.
The ladder match. So Brian, me sitting here, I've been saying that the momentum of Brian has been eliminated. That they finally won. WWE has destroyed whatever heat he had. And then Brian's music hit and the crowd freaking lost it. He is so popular. He's still that popular.
He's the most popular guy on the roster.
He's still the most over guy they have.
Yeah.
And he wins the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. I've been back and forth on this. On one hand, I like that they're trying to make the other titles more popular. On the other, it's your most popular guy. Why is he not in the main event? I just don't understand the logic there. John Cena has paid his dues. He's had his time. He's had over a decade in the main event. He can go back to the U.S. title and not have it matter. Brian had a month where he was in the main event.
Yeah, and he's still in his prime. He's not like Cena's 38 or so.
37, 38, something like that.
But God, he can still go. But he's probably Cena's going to be wrestling when he's 50.
If Cena's going to be around a while, he is not a human being.
No, but
it is clear that injuries don't matter.
Yeah, but
He'd
with
lose
Brian,
a leg and somehow grow it back.
I think that's one of the reasons why there's even more frustration with Brian, because everyone knows he's got injury issues with his neck. So they're kind of thinking in the back of mind, what more does he have left? Like 3-4 years?
But does he? Because he doesn't seem to be slowed down at all. He hasn't changed anything. He's still doing spots and drop kicks.
It takes it's just one move that just doesn't land correctly.
I'm wondering though if this is just a big scam. That they're not that he wasn't injured, but that he's cleared enough that there's almost no chance he's going to get injured again, and they're just playing it up.
Maybe.
Just to make him look better. Because he has not slowed down he hasn't even sold it. The neck has been nothing. It's been a non-factor.
I know, and I thought that was a huge missed opportunity. There was one match on Raw where he sold for his neck injury and the commentators brought it up. I just thought, oh my god, could you ever give this guy even more sympathy from people? I put him in a ring with Brock Lesnar and let him clutch his neck.
Yeah.
People will just weep.
Which is why that was such a missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It would remind me of the match like Del Rio had against Ziggler, when Ziggler was coming back off a concussion, and they played into that, and Del Rio constantly kicked him in the head, and Ziggler like moaned and groaned. It was like, you should be doing this with Brian. He should be like crotching his neck every time he does a missile dropkick.
Yeah.
And it should be like this thing of like the whole Jeff Hardy type deal is like, is he pushing too far and is he going to crash and burn?
Yeah, but that's the thing is that if they did do that, I would still be worried about his neck. But as it is now, he's fine. It's not a thing. He's in ladder matches. He's taking big bumps. He's doing missile drop kicks. He's going crazy. He hasn't even touched it. He hasn't even mentioned it really. The announcers keep mentioning it. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's such a non-factor. It's not a thing that matters. He's clearly fine. It's all right. They fixed him up good, and apparently the injury wasn't severe enough to where it's going to be a long-term issue. So, yeah, I don't think about it anymore.
No.
So I don't like that. I think they're just doing it. I think they're just playing it up so it's the sympathy card for Brian to make it even more of an underdog, even though he's clearly not an underdog anymore.
No.
The man won at WrestleMania last year. He's not the underdog anymore.
Nope.
But,
so, the actual ladder match, what you think?
It was alright. It's nothing special.
I think
it was I just think it just felt like another run-of-the-mills multi-man ladder match that they had that they have. It felt like it could have been an average Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
It didn't feel... I just think I'm done with the multi-man ladder matches outside of one Money in the Bank match a year.
Yeah.
Because
that means something. It means, like, there's so much excitement and everyone's killing each other, but it doesn't seem like the Intercontinental title is not the same as Money in the Bank.
And I get that they're trying to make it there, but it's not there yet. So all these people are murdering each other for this title that is basically a curse. You win this title, you're going to lose a lot. Every non-title match, you're done.
Or you're just going to have it stolen off you, and that's okay.
They're just going to steal it like it's just luggage or something. I don't know. It's super weird. The one thing, the two things that I remember about that match, and it was the Stardust Superplex, where Stardust took a top ladder superplex. That was cool.
And
Ambrose's spill to the outside.
Good God. Luke Harper, what the fuck did you do?
And then he was gone. I'm pretty sure he was done after that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was injured or if he was selling it, but that was weird.
The way Luke Harper threw him was just not right.
Especially, Ambrose was kind of the start to this whole Intercontinental title thing. And just to have him not at even remotely near the finish was a little strange.
Yeah.
It felt like they were pandering to the internet crowd when Bryan and Ziggler were on the top and fighting each other. Yeah. It just felt to me like, oh, here's your Bryan, here's your Ziggler. It's right here. They're the two top guys in this Intercontinental ladder match.
I know you wanted like a 20-minute singles masterpiece, but how about them just headbutting each other on top of the ladder? That will do. Good. Bryan wins. Sorted. Internet fan hatred. Done. Right.
Yeah. And then to have... So the match was... What did you think about it?
I thought it's the perfect way to open the show. Bunch of bodies running around. Bit exciting. Bit of fun.
Well, that was the weird thing, is that everyone expected this to steal the show, and then they started... This is the very first match. So...
Yeah, it can't.
It can't. And it wouldn't have. So it's a good thing. They put it in the right spot.
Yeah.
I feel like this whole pay-per-view was laid out perfectly.
Yep.
That's one thing I will say.
Yeah, it was all good. It was a fine match. Ziggler has never had a singles match at WrestleMania.
Ever?
Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure Ziggler has never had a singles match. Which is like such a shame, WrestleMania.
It's weird.
Dolph Ziggler's WrestleMania.
I apologize for me sniffing. Hang on. I'm going to blow my nose.
Not to my knowledge. He was in tag teams. In WrestleMania 29, it was Team Hell No against Ziggler and Big E. WrestleMania 30, he was in... Dolph Ziggler WrestleMania matches. Yeah, so I can't remember. Can you remember being in a singles match?
I don't recall, but I haven't been watching as long as Ziggler's been around either, so I don't know. It's possible that he's had a U.S. title match or something.
I don't even think so.
I don't know.
I literally, I can't. All I think of him is in tag teams are just not there.
Yeah, or big. I think he was in the Team Johnny versus Team Teddy match.
Yep, he did that as well. I'm 90% sure he's never been in a singles match.
All right, if anyone's out there and knows otherwise, let us know in the comments. There's apparently people that listen.
Yeah, you two crazy motherfuckers. 2.5 hours of wrestling rambling.
Well, that sucker has 100 views. That podcast. Yeah. Holy crap.
I think we're onto something. We should just talk wrestling once a week.
Just talk wrestling, yeah. Yeah, why not? I'd do it. But yeah, so the match was alright. It was fine. But then to have Bryan get jacked off all over by all the legends and Ron Simmons.
I like that. I knew what they were trying to do.
No, I thought it was enjoyable up until the part where Ricky Steamboat comes in and is like, in the words of Randy Savage, whoa yeah! What? The most famous wrestling catchphrase of all time.
I know.
You've wrestled the man more than you've probably even seen your children. And you can't remember his catchphrase?
And he paused. He definitely forgot. Because he paused. Forgot. And then he just
whoa, yeah. So it sounded so bad.
Did you hear
if he said, woo, yeah, that would be one thing. But he's like, whoa, yeah. And like with he might as well have done a thumbs up and a wink or something. Yeah. It was so cheesy. And then Ron Simmons, who, to my knowledge, has never been Intercontinental Champion.
That was the idea that the lady, I've never seen her before. The lady said, "You've never been champion, Ron." And then he just went, "Damn."
But just to turn this thing that where you're supposed to be boosting Ryan and pandering to the fans that wanted Brian to win, just to turn that into the Ron Simmons segment, the crappy, I'd never found that funny anyway. So just to bring that out again, just to get a laugh out of the segment, just, it's pointless. He wasn't Intercontinental Champion. It did nothing except to get a laugh.
Yeah. Sure, it's harmless.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, I'm not up in arms in fury. I'm fine with it, sure, whatever, it's over. But I thought it worked up until Ricky Steamboat, and then it just went downhill.
Did you see Ric Flair when he chopped Steamboat?
Yeah. Ric Flair's so drunk.
See the bloody crowd reaction to Bret Hart?
Yeah, they were super pumped for Bret Hart, which is weird because he's kind of an a-hole.
Yeah, I thought nobody liked Bret Hart.
I've come to the point where I don't like Bret Hart as a person. He was better than decent. He was a really great, solid, actual technical wrestler. Everything else was kind of mediocre. He wasn't that great on the mic. He was kind of, yes, he was a good wrestler, but he didn't really have a personality in the ring outside of, I'm a wrestler.
Although he has probably one of my favorite promos ever, where I think it's in the build to the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, and they've just finished up a cage match, and they're half taking down the cage, and he's on the mic, and he just turns to Vince McMahon and goes, "This is bullshit."
That's not a promo.
And he's like, "I'm out here busting my ass and where I'm stuck with this crap."
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's just his a-holeness popping through, right? He's just a jerk.
I think, here it is. It's, if anyone's on YouTube, just type in Bret Hart bullshit, and the very first result is Bret Hart snaps live on Raw, unedited. It's a 2-minute video. It's just like, this is a load of bullshit. He's brilliant.
But the whole Montreal Screwjob thing where he wanted to take the title to WCW, screw you.
No, he didn't.
You're not taking it.
He wanted to win. He didn't want to lose it in Montreal.
Well, still.
His thing was like, I'm not going to lose in my home country. I'll lose it the following night on Raw.
I don't know. I thought, at least the way WWE paints it is that he wanted to leave with the title. No,
as in I've looked into this. Like, he just didn't want to lose in front of his own crowd because he's such a proud Canadian. And he can't lose in Canada. I'll lose tomorrow night in Raw. No worries, Vince. But then it's like, where's the luster behind that? The way that's true too. So I guess why would you lose on Raw when you have already beaten your challenger? Like, that's kind of weird too. But I don't know. So the whole thing, who knows? Yeah, I actually don't blame Vince for doing it. I don't blame Vince either. Because Vince is just watching guys walk out of his company. I think he could have just said this, guess what, you're losing. I'm the boss, so you go out there and you lose. You didn't have to do it the way he did it, but it needed to be done. No, it's so. Screw Bret Hart. No, I'm not losing. Do you see this name here? This is my name. Guess what this is? This is your check. Yeah. You do what I tell you. I make the decisions here. You lose. You're going to get a very nice severance package. No, actually, you're not. You're going to get a very nice termination of your contract. You're screwing me by leaving to go to our competitors. Screw you. I'm not accommodating you. Yeah. Screw Bret Hart. Then he went to WCW and his career just ended. Yeah. Nothing says 2015 like talking about Bret Hart. Oh, when I saw the Goldberg kick in his temple. Oh yeah. When he got concussed. Now here's the thing. He would blame Goldberg for ending his career. No. Goldberg legitimately gave him a concussion. It happens. Like, every now and again, these guys are giant human beings bumping into wrestling. Each other. People get injured all the time. But Bret Hart continued to wrestle. Not just that night. A few more matches. He continued to wrestle even though he knew it a concussion. Of course, he's in there and he's taking bumps. He's like, So if he got a concussion and rested, he probably would have been fine. Yeah, he took a concussion and just kept wrestling through it. I suppose at the time they probably didn't know that much about concussions. I mean, I don't know. And maybe he felt like he had a lot to prove. Like, I'm in WCW and I gotta show him, like, I'm the best there is and all that jazz. But yeah,
the best there is, the best there was.
The longest bloody catchphrase I've ever heard. A catchphrase meant to be catchy. And like, little sentence. Ah well.
Like, whoa, yeah. So snappy.
Okay, back to 2015.
Randy Orton defeated Seth Rollins. The freaking sexiest RKO I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I could not tell you what they did for that match, other than the finish of Seth Rollins missing the Phoenix Splash, landing on his feet, rolling through.
Which is exactly what we talked about
with Adrian Neville.
A week ago. Yeah, Adrian Neville doing it. Said, how did he do that? Seth Rollins can't do that. I'm pretty sure we compared him to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I was like, oh, don't you know Adrian Neville did the Phoenix Splash from the second rope? Don't you know Seth Rollins did from the top rope, landed on his feet and rolled through? I think they're just one-upping each other.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I remember a couple things. I remember that. I remember the curb stomp reversed into a power slam, which I thought was cool. But the rest of the match was so slow that I just don't remember anything of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But
I don't know if he's
at the same time, I expected more out of Seth Rollins.
I know, it takes two to tango. Maybe it's is it just Orton's tempo?
I just think Orton is a slow, boring man. I think that is what he is. He looks like he's got the longest limbs of all time. So his knuckles are dragging across the ground like a gorilla.
Yeah, I do think he's like 6'5" or so. He's yeah. But like, oh, he slithers. No, he's just moving slowly.
No, he's just slow. Yeah, slither is a good way to describe how slow he is. He slithers to the ring because it takes him 8,000 years to get to the freaking ropes.
Yeah, I think that fucking Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar have a similar style, where it's beat the crap out of them, marvel at your destruction.
But Brock Lesnar does it so much better.
Yeah, it was like, it's just not the same. Like, Orton will hit him with a DT and go like, Rrr.
Also, Orton doesn't look like a butt kicker. He looks like a spoiled pretty boy with crappy tattoos.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that his character has never matched him, in my opinion. I thought the Legend Killer worked because that's exactly what he is. He's a spoiled, entitled kid that thinks he deserves better than all these old fogies. That works perfectly. The second they turned him into the Viper, I hated him. Because he's not a vicious dude. He's a whiny little brat.
Yeah,
he's a whiny, spoiled, entitled little brat, and that's what he needs to be.
Yeah. As in, the only reason to watch an Orton match is to see what he can do with the RKO. And boy, did he pull a rabbit out of the hat.
So what the heck was that? I don't even know how that's physically possible that they did that.
I give a lot of credit to Seth Rollins for being I don't know who came up with the idea, but I give a lot of Seth Rollins being able to like get the height, and I give a huge
to get the height and to be in the right spot, because if his momentum had shifted in any direction, he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
He had to perfectly launch up in the air and go horizontally without moving forward or backwards, because he had to be in the exact same spot that he was when he went up.
Yeah.
And good on Randy Orton for popping up in half a second.
Yeah, that was
able to jump
slick
up to make it look like he got some air. I don't know. It's unbelievable. Even the slow motion replays, I was still looking at him like, I don't know how they did that.
That was for 99% of slow motion replays for moves, they do slow-mo while they're kind of like on the way to the collision, then speed up for the collision.
Yeah, because the collisions never look good.
Yeah,
this is slow the whole freaking time because it was freaking perfection.
And of course, Seth Rollins bouncing off the mat and then popping up and turning around onto his back, waiting for the pin.
It's unbelievable. That's the one thing I didn't like Randy Orton doing, is he orgasmed at his own arcade.
I loved it.
He's like, rah, 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 rah.
I thought he actually broke character, and that was him, the person going,
it's like, yeah, I did it.
Did you see that? Yeah. And when he like down his knee and he like barks at Seth Rollins for a second, he was like, fuck, that was class. Oh yeah, the pin.
They're gonna be talking about that for a while.
Oh my
and
lord,
they are.
That was amazing.
It was beautiful.
But just
I would take any match if that was the finish.
Yeah, but just going through the finish and how they just going over. Alright, so I'm going to do a Phoenix Splash, roll through it, and then we're going to just pop up. It's like, yeah, you're going to do in front of 70,000 people at WrestleMania, so don't fuck up at any point, and it's very easy to do that.
There was no one here. There was no one that could hear me. I wasn't talking to anybody. I audibly said, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Whoa!" no! I don't know what reaction I did, but I made it loud and I was shocked. I could not believe what was happening. I was so freaking pumped for that. Once I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Wrestling's cool.
Yeah, that thing will be replayed in all of Orton's entrances. It has Titantron for a long time to come.
Yeah, right in the front. It says that I'm the one that's in my head.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first thing.
The first thing is gonna be slow motion pop Rollins up into the air, and then they talk to me, and then he hits it. That's exactly what it's gonna be. It has to be. Yeah. I'm gonna pay attention now. I have to. So I thought Rollins had to win this. Same. I remember explicitly saying that he had to win. And
I said, I'm going with Orton. Because why not?
I still don't I mean, if that was the finish, then whatever. Orton can win all day long.
Yeah, that finish makes both guys look great.
Yeah, so it looked, no one should have been able to kick out of that. So Rollins didn't, it just looked like he got, see, the whole match looked like whoever gets the lucky shot is the one who's going to win. You know, the Phoenix Splash missed, the curb stop missed, the RKO missed a couple times. You know, like whoever got the opportunity, whoever got the lucky shot, and Orton was just able to find a way to get the RKO to work.
Yeah, both guys looked great. So
I won't blame the decision. That's fine. And not to mention that puts Orton in the main event picture easily. You know?
Well, it didn't after that match. It was just kind of like a nothing match that didn't really...
No. I'll explain why later.
Yeah.
I also thought Sheamus was going to come back. I was a day early.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I thought Sheamus was going to come. But I also said that if Sheamus doesn't, then Bryan's going to win. So I'll give myself half a point.
Yeah. It was a great finish. Great finish. And then,
and then Triple H versus Sting.
Oh my God.
I think was the musical guest between this? I think it was.
I don't know. I was watching.
Regardless, it was no, it wasn't. It was after this. Triple H versus Sting. I thought the Terminator entrance was cool.
I disagree.
I know you do, but I
thought it was hokey. I thought it was cheap. I thought it was just god awful. Who made the graphics for the feckin'...
I did in Paint.
Oh my God, that was so bad. And getting a 70-year-old Arnold to say something with the worst special effects in his eyes. They look terrible. Stupid, cheap-looking science project level contraption on Triple H's shoulders.
I don't know. I thought it looked cool.
It looked stupid.
I thought it was cool. I liked the target, even though the graphics weren't fantastic. I liked the idea of scanning the arena looking for the target. I don't know.
No, because it's in the fucking ring.
Yeah, but the computer doesn't know that. The computer isn't looking for the ring. It was looking for the target.
If you don't know that your opponent is in the ring...
It would have been better if the camera went to the crowd first and found some random Sting fan. It's like, there he is. Like, oh no, wait. It's too fat. Let's keep looking. Whatever. Yeah. And then Sting's entrance was so weird. I didn't understand the Asian percussion thing. I said do you remember the WWE 2K15 hype video for Sting, the orchestra with the Sting paint?
That was class.
It's the freaking coolest thing ever. Why didn't they have that orchestra for his entrance? So simple. And they wouldn't cost them that much money because they're a freaking orchestra. Come on. Yeah. If you can get a tank to drive out to the ring, you can get an orchestra. So, that match was dumb.
Yeah, the whole match. We said before, and it's going to be slow and dull.
It started off slow and dull.
Oh boy, and then
it became a Russo match.
I don't know who. I think maybe in the back, they're like, "Hey, fuck it, do you guys want to be at WrestleMania?" No, they're hanging out, drinking beers, and then planned. Probably someone like Hulk Hogan or Nash, probably Nash. You know, I can still go.
Every time I kept thinking that the logic doesn't work here, a new thing came up that the logic didn't work.
Oh, okay. So first of all, DX interrupt.
Which I don't know why they would give a crap, because I don't like that DX is either heel or face depending on their mood, I guess. Because you remember last year when the New Age Outlaws were big old heels because they aligned themselves with the Authority, and then a couple months later, they were coming back as a guest spot, and they're super faces again. Why? I don't know. And now they're heels again because they're once again aligning themselves with Triple H.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that they were ignoring the authority thing, and they were trying to make this once again into a WCW versus WWE thing, which it totally was not from the start.
No,
and
because they changed it. They
really
changed
hard.
It was like Sting was there to stop Triple H's tyrannical rule.
No,
Perfect.
but then even Stephanie came out and said, "No, this is totally about this. Stop lying to us," as if Sting went off script or something.
Yeah, this is WCW is dead. It has been for a long
Very
time.
long time. 14 years. Let's stop it.
And Sting's been in TNA longer than WCW.
No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He hasn't been wrestling. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my word.
Sting hasn't wrestled.
Oh, that was so funny. And then Ric Flair was openly talking about it and got into trouble.
Good for him. Because I hate the stupid revisionist history thing they do.
Yeah.
I don't know why they couldn't have just said, Sting's been active, but he hasn't been here. He's been wrestling somewhere else. Yeah. Why couldn't they have just said that?
Will Sting have ring rust? No, he's been wrestling more than Triple H.
He's been wrestling more than Triple H.
Oh my word.
It's just, why? Why do they have to pretend this thing doesn't exist? Most of the fans are not that stupid. Yeah. It's not like TNA was this small indie company. They were on Spike TV. They were on national television. The thing existed. Sting was there on Spike TV for years.
Even when Sting is like, if Sting arrives on Raw and people go like, who's Sting? Oh, I'll Google him. Sting. Oh, it's a wrestler. Oh, he's worked with WCW, TNA, and now he's in Oh, cool. It's like, it's Wikipedia, first page will tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
he's
stupid.
He's TNA champion. It's not, he's in TNA Hall of Fame. Which they shouldn't have a Hall of Fame, but
oh my word.
But that whole match, the DX comes out, doesn't make too much sense, but whatever.
Also, I love Billy Gunn sprinting.
Yeah.
Leaving behind the two old farts behind him. He just sprinted. He couldn't wait to get there.
X-Pac is the worst wrestler ever.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
That old phrase, X-Pac heat.
Yeah, because he's horrible.
I don't hate you because you're bad, because you're like really good at being hated. I hate you because you're here.
You suck. You're bad.
Else is not.
Yeah, someone else could be there.
Yeah.
He's so bad. He's actively horrible.
He made some great friends though.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that he doesn't feel like he belongs in that group of people.
No, he's this tiny fella amongst giants.
Yeah, he feels like this guy that just is tagging along like, yeah, guys, what are we going to do today? What are we going to... I guess Sean's here. He's that friend that nobody likes but can't really say, get out of here. I don't know.
Yeah, God, is he going to talk about the Bible again? Is he? Jesus.
Yeah, I know you had sex with China. I had sex with China too. It's all right. Everybody had sex with China.
Billy Gunn sprints the ring, takes his bump. He couldn't wait to get that bump in.
Yeah.
And then the longest walk I've ever...
From NWO?
The music hits for the NWO, and then they clearly missed their cue. So it flicks back to Triple H, then flicks back to the entrance, back to Triple H, back to the entrance. Oh, here they are.
You could have pinned them 8 times by now.
And it takes about 4 minutes to get to the ring.
DX actually had to run up halfway to the ring because they were taking so long.
Scott Hall. Funny. That guy looks ill. I know he is.
He looks better than he did. I'll tell you that.
I know, but that guy can barely walk.
He took a bump.
He did. I was like, don't do that.
You crazy old man.
It's like, let DDP take the bump.
Bring DDP out. He was a WCW guy.
Yeah.
That would make more sense because DDP was aligned with Sting briefly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also NWO are here to help Sting. That makes
because those guys make sense, especially since
years
the night before. We're battling logic gaps here. No, mine makes less sense.
Nitro for about 2 years was Sting versus the NWO.
Yes.
They never made up.
Not to mention, WWE loves to say that Nash and Hall are the best friends of Triple H.
Yeah. Constantly.
The night before, they were hugging on this grand stage.
Yeah. So why would those two guys then just turn around? Also, Hulk Hogan, you're a WWE guy.
Yeah! That was another thing. They're like, why are you flying the banner of WCW, which is dead, when WWE had made you, and then made you again?
Welcomed you back.
Yeah, after you freaking did all that stuff, all your crappy pedophile stuff that you were doing, they still brought you back in.
It welcomed him back twice. After WCW and after TNA.
Hogan is not the big draw that he used to be, so bringing him back in was a favor to Hogan.
Yeah.
Hogan's name doesn't do it anymore. So it's not like people are going to buy it just to get a small glimpse at Hogan.
Oh my word.
If he was in a match, maybe I'll give you that, but he's not.
I genuinely, I told you, I sent you a message on Sky. I was actually chuckling during the match at how overbooked everything was. Like,
oh man! And then the freaking sledgehammer baseball bat battle.
The duel.
I don't know if you people know how sledgehammers and baseball bats work, but they're both made of wood.
And then and Sting loses.
Oh, but even before that, when he uses the bat to break the sledgehammer,
that doesn't matter.
That doesn't make any sense.
The hard point is at the top.
But it's a baseball bat. And the sledgehammer is supposed to carry weight and it's supposed to carry impact.
Yeah.
A baseball bat's not going to break a sledgehammer.
Well, it broke the wooden bit.
I know that! I'm just
okay
saying that the wooden bit is there to specifically hold this heavy metal piece.
Oh yeah, so if the wooden bit is shorter, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm not saying that the hammer was less effective. I'm saying that it's stupid that the bat broke the hammer in the first place.
Well, a steel bat would definitely break wood.
It wasn't steel, it was wood.
No, it was a steel bat.
It was a black wooden bat.
I'm pretty sure it's aluminum at the least.
No. I'm almost positive. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I thought it was silly. If it's metal, okay, fine, whatever. But it's not. It was wood. I don't care.
Okay.
And then Shawn Michaels
with the laziest super kick of his career.
But I don't know why Shawn Michaels, this is another thing I said in my review, is that Shawn Michaels was against what Triple H was doing.
Yep.
He audibly said it in the ring multiple times.
I think it was like, what will be shocking? Okay,
DX
comes
out, the whole,
shocking. NWO comes out, shocking. Fucking Shawn Michaels comes out, shocking. Sting loses, shocking.
They were telling people to ignore history and just to go back into the characters that they were in the mid-90s. That's what happened. There was no... But even then, it's rough. The suspension of disbelief was... I couldn't get there. I couldn't do it.
It didn't help with the worst sharpshooter I've ever seen in my life.
Is The Rock's?
No, Sting's.
Is worse than The Rock's, you think?
The Rock? He wasn't. He was bad half the time.
Oh, he was...
But Sting's, oh my god.
Seen as STF of sharpshooters.
Yeah, Sting's was so bad. Maybe it's because Triple H is like, can't take it anymore, because I know he's had quad issues and stuff.
He also doesn't know when's the last time he took it.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit? It's been a while.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't Sting, so it was like, you can't really do it properly. And then he fell down. The bit where he fell back onto Triple H.
And then the one thing that I thought was a foregone conclusion, which was Sting winning.
Yeah. Nope.
He freaking loses. I thought there was no way Sting could lose this match.
And then they have a handshake afterwards. It's like, what the fuck?
Which also makes no freaking sense. And then later, a few minutes or like an hour or so later, he comes out to the ring and brags about how he destroyed Sting.
It's like you
just freaking shook his hand. What? You cheated to win and you shook, and then Sting accepts it.
Yeah.
Sting was sitting there saying, "No, I don't like what you're doing." The whole match was a mess, and people loved it. They're idiots.
I thought it was the funniest thing
so
on
dumb.
The entire card. Also,
so stupid.
Longest match of the night.
Really?
Yep. The only thing that was even close was the pre-show Battle Royal.
Huh.
Everything else...
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, though, because it was so overbooked. And they actually had a duration of a match before they started coming out. So then they had to start over and
apparently from video promo package to finished was 35 minutes.
Yeah. But, I mean, thinking about the other matches, none of them would have been beneficial if they were any longer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if Sting doesn't ever have a match again, then I'm okay with him losing, because Triple H is going to wrestle again. And if Sting doesn't, then he needs to make Triple H look better.
Then why bother bringing him back?
That's the thing that I don't understand, is that if you brought Sting back, why would you waste his one match on Triple H?
Yeah.
Just to have him wrestle Undertaker. Just freaking do it. It'll
I
be slow.
seriously,
It'll be
tomorrow,
boring. Just do it.
Next year, just let them two wrestle 5 minutes. Who cares? Just put them in the ring together.
Just the novelty of them standing there together.
Yeah, make it just
gonna
all
be enough.
entrances. Just 2 big entrances, a 3-minute match.
Have Sting come down from the rafters.
Yeah, do it like the shortest of matches, and then both guys retire. Perfect. There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, then how would he beat Undertaker? Who? Well, we'll get there.
Yeah,
But
they
just
just do
the
it
logic
as a
sense
build.
doesn't
They'll
make-
just hype it up as the best of WCW against the best of WWE.
They'll
do the exact
completely
same thing.
ignore Triple H, is what you're saying?
Yeah, they'll do the exact same thing again. Yeah, that match sucked, but I did find it hilarious.
It was hilariously bad, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think we both got wrong who was going to win.
I don't know. It's unbelievable.
Again, yeah, if that was Sting's one and only match, yeah, he should lose. Because Triple H will definitely.
Triple H is
again.
going to wrestle again.
But then again, it's just like Triple H, one of the biggest heels in the company, and he's there shaking hands and going like, "Good effort, good effort."
I don't know if he broke character for that and just said thank you or something. I don't know.
Do it in the back, you dummy.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Was it like curtain call again? Just doing this stuff that he shouldn't be doing?
Oh, fucking Kevin Nash
Yeah.
holding his quad.
Was he?
Did you not see that?
Oh, man. That's,
when
yes,
Billy
that
Gunn
needed
hits
to
him with a
happen.
clothesline on the outside, he's on the ground and he's holding his quad.
He couldn't have been doing that on purpose, right?
He was definitely doing that on purpose.
Or that's what I meant. He had to have been doing that on purpose. There's no way
he's
he
a savvy
accidentally
man.
tore.
He definitely had his Twitter blown up like, "You were holding your quad."
His quad breaking is really funny.
Yeah.
I can't help it. He returns. He gets the hot tag. Yeah, big boot, big, and then he goes down.
Yeah.
It was funny. Then the musical guest, which, whatever, we don't have a lot to say about that other than it's not my kind of music, and I don't understand the idea of the song you have heard 872,512 times. You have to have them perform that same exact song, only it doesn't sound as good because it's live.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think that's the toilet break.
Have them perform a different song for the people that don't have to go to the bathroom.
It was smack dab in the middle of the show. I think that was for people to go stretch their legs.
I agree with you, but...
And then they had the Divas match straight afterwards.
And then so if you really wanted to go get some food afterwards,
it's a huge stadium. They got to get time to get out and get back.
I could not believe that they were doing that same song. I just couldn't freaking believe it. That song, I know the words to that song, and I don't like that song. I've never actually heard that song outside of wrestling, and I know the words.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. You couldn't have done another song.
Nope.
Any other song.
Nope.
Happy birthday. Of course, they don't
I'd have to pay
for that.
Yeah. And royalties.
So AJ Lee and Paige defeated the Bella Twins. I once again was wrong. I thought the Bella Twins were going to win because they're kind of the biggest divas going.
I said the exact
for
same
better or
thing.
worse.
Also, I found it weird there's a bloody tag match.
Yeah. Especially when a week prior they had a really decent divas match.
Also, one of them is the champion. Why isn't the champion defending her belt?
That's what I'm saying.
biggest
The
show?
week before they had a divas title match with Paige and it was a decent match and they could have had that at WrestleMania. Everybody would have been fine.
Yeah.
Instead, they had this kind of lackluster tag match that
Nobody
had the
cared
worst
about.
ending finisher that Widow's Peak or whatever she calls it. Black Widow. I don't even know what she calls
Widow.
it. It was the worst. It was bad. I don't know if it was because she did it wrong or whatever Bella it was couldn't hold her up even though she weighs 60 pounds.
Yeah. It was like nobody will ever remember that match.
I don't even... I mean, it all makes sense now that AJ is retired.
Yeah.
But
That she
AJ
clearly
was
was
phoning
checked
it in.
out.
She
Fuck
just
it.
did not give a crap anymore.
No.
When she came back, she used to be the coolest diva around, right? She used to cut really good promos and she was so dedicated. She tattooed the date of her winning the Divas title on her head. She was so dedicated. She came back, she didn't give no craps at all. She skipped to the ring.
It's probably like fucking living with Punk and hearing I have
Yeah,
the UFC.
I bet you she became bitter.
Yeah, she's probably thinking like, fucking fuck WWE, this is way more exciting over here.
I mean, there was no way this was going to, especially with the bad blood between Punk and WWE, there's no way this is going to last, you know?
No. Like, especially when Punk has been given these court orders about having to pay $2 million for slander against the WWE's medical guy.
Did he actually agree to pay for that?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure that's going to be private.
Yeah, I feel like Punk wouldn't be the guy that'd be like, no, what? I said what happened. It's not slander.
And, like, she's probably coming home to see that and how the company is treating her husband. And she's like, fuck this.
Yeah. That's the thing about slander is that it has to be a lie. If it's true, yeah, they can't do anything about it, so.
Yeah, I'd say when she came back, I'd say she had, like, the best of intentions. I'll give it one more try.
Yeah, she just wasn't into it.
And then just, like, within about a week, she's like, I'm done.
I mean, you could just tell. She was just going through the motions. Her bumps didn't even seem good anymore. It just...
Yeah. Ah, well.
But what a forgettable match, man. I don't even remember anything about it except that finish.
AJ Lee is like, she's only 28.
Yeah, she's a baby.
Yeah. And probably their second most popular diva behind the Bellas.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the only reason she's second most popular is because she has, once again, she reined it in when she came back. She could have gotten back where she was if she cared, but I don't know. That's the whole thing, is that she started the give divas a chance thing, and now she's leaving.
Yeah.
No, they're not giving the divas a chance anymore, I'll tell you that. It's like, oh, okay, we gave you this chance, and now you're going to leave? Screw you. Screw all the women. Not physically, but...
Yeah. I've no interest in watching the divas have tiny, tiny matches. You give them a fucking boring tag match as their big WrestleMania deal. Like, the match time was like 6 or 7 minutes. What if they just did a singles match? A Divas singles match for 7 minutes has potential.
Yep.
But no. Give them a tag match, whatever.
At this point, just bring up Charlotte and Sasha and just get it over with. Just do what needs to be done.
Do you know what they should do? They should literally just like get all the 4 women that are involved in the Fatal 4-Way and just
bring them up and just have them do matches.
They don't even need any build-up. Just put them on the card.
Just have them wrestle.
People like, who are these 4 random chicks? Oh, fuck, they're beating the holy hell out of each other. This is class.
Well, that's the thing. You remember the week before Raw when they had the Divas match? Most Divas matches are over in a whiff that the crowd didn't react. Well, yeah, it was 30 seconds long. Of course the crowd didn't react.
I think that was
you gave them a match and the crowd got into it.
Yeah, I think Edge once said that. Is like, well, how can you really have a good match in 2 minutes? Let's be honest.
So you can't get the crowd into something that quick. Jeez.
Yeah,
unless you're Undertaker and Sting. Or
unless you're
The Rock
Adrian
or
Neville.
Something like that. Unless you're Adrian freaking Neville, baby.
Come out in 3 minutes, done.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Right, yeah. Forgettable match. And now on to your favorite entrance of all time.
Oh my god, I was so close to masturbating. I was right there. Rusev comes out on a tank! It was the coolest thing! So cool! He's got like armed soldiers following him in the ring. It was so cool. Come on. That was cool, right?
That was
so
mightily
cool.
impressive.
It was so cool. A tank.
Patriotism coming out the gills.
I wanted to move to Russia after that, man. If that's how Russia does it, I want to ride around a tank. Like I said, Rusev has slowly been turning me around, and I know this entrance had nothing to do with the skill of Rusev, but it was just so cool. It was so cool. And I still, one thing you don't even notice, but it's actually really impressive, is that he's wrestling barefoot.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of impressive.
I suppose. But he's not.
It's not, you don't have the foot support like you do in a boot. Have you tried running in barefoot before?
Nope.
It's not easy.
I just still don't like him. It's not.
Everything around him is so cool. I can't not like him anymore.
It's not him. It's just the story he's been.
The story is so bad. I agree with you. I don't like the Russian sympathizer character. I don't like it.
Also, I find it so strange the way Rusev is a true. Like he's like, I love Russia. I love it. I love it so much. I brought a fucking tank. And then that's a bad thing. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing
awesome.
that I don't get is that everyone, he's supposed to be the heel. He comes out in a tank. John Cena has this crappy I Love America It was actually uncomfortable because of the way it was this weird, arrogant America's better than you kind of video package with Ronald Reagan and stuff like that. And then he just walks out in his crappy t-shirt. Wait, what the?
Not even an American flag, you
Just
traitor.
freaking walks out. That video package made me hate America.
Yeah.
And then he comes out he's come out with soldiers before. Why doesn't he do it again? That's all he had to do.
But there'll never be a better time for him to come out with just the Marines.
With the Marines, yeah. Like he has done that before. Just do it again. That's all you had to do. Call those guys back up.
Oh, boy.
What the heck? The match was alright. John Cena's springboard stunner thing was kind of cool.
I don't know if that was an accidental or that might have been
cool,
my
though.
favorite John Cena move ever.
Yeah. That was interesting. It was really interesting. Just out of nowhere, John Cena decides to become a cruiserweight.
Yeah, how crazy was that? Like, yeah, I'm just going to start doing crazy moves. Hey folks, did you think that I had lost a step? Nope, I'm better than ever if I want.
I mean, one thing people don't seem to know is that John Cena was an indie wrestler before he came to WWE.
Yeah.
He didn't make it big and he wasn't there very long, but he was an indie wrestler. He trained with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So,
like every now and again, John Cena does just do a random, really cool move. Like when he was against Seth Rollins, he did like a pop-up power bomb.
Yep.
A pop-up sit-out power bomb. I believe would be the full term to it. It's like, that was perfect.
I remember, what was it? I think it was against Bryan when he tried to do a Hurricane Rana, and that was a mistake on his part because you can't do one. But at least he tried. Give the man credit.
But every night he's like, damn, that was a really impressive move you did.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that more often? Because
John Cena is really solid, so.
Oh, well, you don't have that many main events and not get good.
Yeah. At some point along the way.
You go, oh, shoot. Okay, I'm learning.
10 years later. Oh! I'm learning.
Doy. Yeah, as in, he's like, he's a strange fella because he feeds on crowd reaction, negative or positive. He's so successful he doesn't even care.
Yeah, I didn't like the finish because I hate that every heel has to be a wife beater. It just seemed like Rusev and Lana had a decent relationship that believed the same thing, That's what it seemed like. And then, he's not getting booed enough. Have him be an abuser. Yeah. That's why Lana got up on the apron. That's why Lana blamed herself, and that's why Rusev blamed her. It's because they're in an abusive relationship. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Yeah. He's got a redeeming quality. Look how well he treats this lovely lady. Oh, we can't have that.
No, can't. That's so dumb.
Scream at her while she's on the floor, nursing her possibly broken foot after you bull rushed her.
Especially since a couple weeks before, Lana, did this sweet thing where it said, okay, you're hurting him, I'll give you your match. I don't think every heel needs to be an abuser. It doesn't need to be. Bryan was like that, but I don't know. There's something about it. Yeah. Especially, the Bryan thing, that's the way it started. I guess that's what changed, is that that was the whole thing.
It was always abusive. But
whereas this kind of just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. Sure it is. I won't be paying attention to this feud. Haven't since the beginning and still won't be.
You're talking about John Cena and Rusev? Still?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the one time that I was right and didn't want to be right. That
Cena's win?
Yes.
Did I say? I don't know who I said. I
don't know who you said.
No, I don't either.
Go back to the tape.
Yeah.
No, who cares? I just remember saying that John Cena's going to win, and if they were going to have John Cena win, they should have had him win at Fastlane and then have Rusev win at WrestleMania.
But instead they're going to do it as like Rusev with millions watching will lose, and then at Extreme Rules with a tenth of those watching, he'll win.
Yeah, maybe he'll win it back.
Because that will legitimize
that's if they wrestle
in the
again.
eyes of everyone.
It doesn't seem like, it kind of seems like it's over. Yeah, he has a rematch clause,
also,
theoretically, but they didn't acknowledge it again on Raw.
That bugged me. Cena has an open challenge.
For this title that he doesn't,
It's like, fuck your open challenge.
We'll get there, because I have some things I want to talk about that.
Okay, go on, yeah. The match was forgettable other than the fact that Rusev lost.
Yeah. Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. I didn't think there was any way that Undertaker should. I didn't think he couldn't, but I didn't think he should win this match. Undertaker won the match.
Bray Wyatt is setting his new streak. 0-2.
Yeah, he is the reverse Undertaker at this point. Yeah. In that he can wrestle better, he can talk better, and he loses way more. It's like, what? Yep. What?
Also, apparently there's a video package that they were meant to show, but they didn't. Because
really? they were running out, they went long on we didn't talk about that, the Ronda Rousey Rock thing.
Yeah, God. Okay, that was equally parts brilliant and boring as fuck.
I am more on the boring part.
The Rock.
It went way too long.
The Rock. I know he's just milking the arse out of it. It took him 4 minutes to say a word.
Yep.
Just fucking, Rocky. I'd say it's because he hasn't been around in months. He's like just soaking it up.
I mean, the Rock, that's what The Rock does. If you go back and watch any of his promos, he waits until the crowd calms down, and when The Rock's there, it's hard for them to calm down. So
it's a 20-minute segment, and there were like some really cool moments. You know, like just the camera pans and Rousey is right there, and I actually follow MMA quite a bit.
Yeah,
and I've seen all of her fights. They've taken a grand total of about 4 minutes. But
all of them combined, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah,
it's getting insane at this point. I think her last fight was 14 seconds. Title fight, 14 seconds. And
that's the thing about MMA.
She won her title fight in 14 seconds, and everyone went home satisfied.
That's the thing about MMA that I can't get to, though, is the part where there's this huge build-up for 14 seconds. I can't.
Yeah, but it's like the way she won in 14. Like, yeah.
I know it's cool because it's real and she really beat her up that quick and all that stuff, but the part, I want to see a freaking fight. I want to see a back and forth.
Well, that's what the rest of the card is for.
Sometimes.
You don't see a Ronda Rousey fight to see her go through a 5-round war.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah. It's like watch Mike Tyson. Just see him win, but see him.
Yeah. I mean, she's a spectacle because she just is legitimately dangerous.
Yeah, when she was once interviewed, she's like, I'm the most dangerous unarmed female on the planet.
Probably.
I went, fuck yeah, you are.
Marry me. That's what you're thinking, right?
You're probably more dangerous than 90% of unarmed men on the planet.
Probably. Speaking of which, she launched Triple H like it was nothing.
Oh yeah, that was her like judo hip toss. That was crazy.
Except the thing is, though, he just beat Sting and all that stuff.
Yeah, so Sting is just even shitter.
And he just takes a hip toss and goes down.
Yeah. But he was in his suit. That's why he wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh right. He wasn't. He wasn't the game. He was the King of Kings.
But yeah. During that segment when Stephanie slaps The Rock, see, I actually really like Stephanie now. It's taken a while, but I think she's great.
I'm almost there. The problem with Stephanie for me is that I think she's an overactor. I can't get over that. To me, she's got a little bit of Vicky Guerrero in her. In that she kind of overdoes it a little. I think that when she was backstage talking to whoever the frig it was on Raw and saying that I own him, that was like, yes, that's what I want. But when she's in the ring and just saying, okay, Rock, go on back. See you later. Toodaloo. I just didn't need it. It was too much. She could have just shut up and it would have been fine.
What makes up for it is the fact that she slaps The Rock, gets right in his face. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, that I like.
I was like, she's got one of those faces that you'd actually like to slap.
When she's subtle, she's on, and it just works for me. Like when she picked up the sledgehammer the week before WrestleMania. And
that look she
lifted it up. That was really good.
Yeah.
And she's almost there. She needs to dial it back a little bit because she likes to have the final word. It's clear she likes to say stuff when there's dead air, when dead air is actually the appropriate thing.
Yeah.
It's just, But that segment just went way too freaking long.
Yeah. As in when Ronda Rousey jumped the fence and came out there, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was
sat
cool.
up in my chair, I was like, oh Jesus.
The look on her face, she has the freaking perfect I'm gonna end you face.
Oh,
you should. Great face. When Rock walked over to her and they were staring at each other and she's just like, is this what's happening? This is good. I'm gonna have to put her down, aren't I?
Yeah. Oh,
and
you
just
should
the
definitely
look on her
watch
face is perfect.
her entrances for the UFC. They might be the best entrance in the entire UFC. She comes out with that face, just like that angry, I'm going to kill someone face. She comes out to that and just gets in the cage like, I'm here to kill someone.
It's the most perfect face I've ever seen. It just, I don't know, it tells a story. Her face tells exactly what needs to be said. She doesn't need to say anything.
No, it's perfect. She barely said a word. She's like, whatever ring I'm in, I own it or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Which
whatever
is
ring I'm in is my ring.
She's not an actor, like just give her 2 lines, make it so. But yeah, that like once they got in the ring, then there's like just way too much back and forth.
But then there's The Rock kind of ruin it with his Samoan ghetto thing that I mentioned.
Which is,
this is my boy. Like she's gonna bring it, make it rain here. Like he's borderline ghetto when he's talking. Just you run in your mouth. You run in your mouth.
Also, I don't know. On Reddit, someone said The Rock is the only person to be from San Francisco, Philadelphia, Miami, and just like every time he comes to,
I'm here. I'm home. I love it here.
But yeah, with that segment, that was cut by 5 minutes. It would have been one of the best segments of the year. It was still like really memorable, and it was like. The way, like, the clips they can show from that will always let you go, damn, that was a class moment.
I also wish that she did more to Stephanie, or Stephanie got away, rather than I'm just going to twist your arm and then throw you down. That was a little weird.
Yeah, I thought as well, like, oh, she's going to get armbarred.
If Stephanie got away, that'd be one thing, but if Stephanie embraced it, and then she did nothing.
Yeah, I think that maybe it might be a case of, like, Rousey might legitimately, because she doesn't know how to work someone.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this without killing you, so I guess I'll let you go.
Yeah, so it's probably for the best if I just kind of like hold your arm and then shove you. And then you can sell that your arm is really hurt. Because I think like just from millions of hours of practice, you might lock an arm bar and she's like, oops, sorry,
sorry.
Shit.
I'll have to pop that back in.
Yeah. So, yeah, it worked perfectly. It was great. Boy, that get traction in the mainstream media.
Yeah. They should utilize that at some point in the future.
Yeah, maybe apparently there's talk of them having a match.
I don't know if I want to see that, but
if it was 5 minutes and just for spectacle. Also, how would it even be close?
That's the thing, is that
Stephanie would have to just like weapon.
The mixed tag matches are stupid anyway, because the second you tag in the gender, the opposing team's gender has to step in. So it doesn't change anything. It's just 2 matches happening, and they're alternating. They're taking turns which match is happening. It's silly. But so why wouldn't Rock just constantly tag in Ronda? That's the thing. Because him fighting Triple H would be a lot harder than
I never
Ronda
said either because
Stephanie.
like say for instance, Rouse in the ring with Stephanie. No, sorry, Rock's in the ring with Triple H. He go, forget fighting you. Turns around, tags in Ronda Rousey.
Then Stephanie tries to tag Triple H, and then
it just goes back and forth.
It just keeps going back and forth.
Or even the case of like, do you want to like they get beat up, get their heat, and then try to do the hot tag?
Yeah.
If after they make the hot tags, go, all right, back in you go, ladies. Finish her.
The hot tag doesn't work. That's why intergender matches or intergender tag matches are so stupid, because there is no hot tag. There's no logic behind a tag match or intergender tag match. It makes no sense. It'd be one thing if the guy got tagged in, now she has to find a way to get to her corner, but it never works that way. But then even that it's kind of scary because, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay. The background noise or something went away because I thought maybe you got disconnected. But, I lost what I was going to say. Doesn't matter.
Okay. But yeah, it's, intergender tag matches are stupid, you said?
Yes, but I don't remember. I was going to explain why, and I forgot.
Oh, well. It's,
Undertaker and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, what did we say beforehand? That's going to be a slow match.
Hey, guess what?
It was a slow
freaking match. Undertaker looked a lot better than I thought he would. He's one of the weird guys that has thinning, balding hair that I think looks better with thinning, balding hair than being completely bald.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, he looked in way better shape. He looked in the best shape since WrestleMania 26 or so.
Granted, he didn't do much, but
26 was against
he
Shawn
looked
Michaels.
better. No, I'm saying against Bray Wyatt, he did not do much.
Yeah, it was kind of like that match could have been cut by 5 minutes.
And apparently Bray Wyatt was injured, which is interesting because he did not show it at all.
Which makes him, which like afterwards made me kind of really impressed. Apparently he was in a cast all day, then took it off for the match and went back into a cast.
I did not notice at all.
Yeah, what a legend. Yeah, so that's the reason why he wasn't on Raw, and he wasn't, like, he's gone for probably a month or two. Which is such a pity.
Why did he lose?
He spent all that time building the match by himself.
He built the match by himself. There was no feud. It was him talking. And he actually made some really good points saying that no one fears you anymore because you lost. I'm the new fear. All of that is useless now because he lost. He lost against this 50-year-old man who can barely walk. He is nothing now. He's this young guy. He's like my age. He's like a year older than me, maybe 2. And he lost. This young guy just lost this old fogey who can't wrestle anymore. He freaking annihilated last year.
Yeah.
And he lost. And I hate that everyone is so surprised when someone kicks out of the tombstone at WrestleMania. That's just what happens at WrestleMania. Stop it.
It's like the first 2 tombstones don't even count. They don't count.
You need at least... I think it was only 2 that took him down this time, though, I think.
Or was it Genie?
Yeah. The first one is the one that...
It doesn't count.
Nothing. It doesn't do anything.
Are you surprised, Undertaker? Are you surprised?
You're surprised when everyone does this?
Jesus, it's just been happening since WrestleMania 25. 6 years, Taker. You still surprised?
This is just what people do. This is part of the show.
Yeah.
I took a tombstone and I kicked out.
Yeah, the match was... Yeah, it was... I won't ever remember it. It's probably like the worst Taker match at WrestleMania in a long time.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
No.
I thought the Lesnar match was worse. But...
Well, I kind of give him a pass because the guy's bell was wrong. And like, I actually appreciate Lesnar even more when I watched back that match, and Taker's legs just aren't there. So Lesnar is deadlifting him this 300-pound man over his head for German suplexes.
So good.
What an animal.
The first time he wrestled Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match, long time ago, and he literally tossed Undertaker up over his head and popped him up on his shoulders and gave him an F5 like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Watching that back, you can hear the crowd. When he catches him, he pops him up and it's like, whoa.
It's ridiculous. I think he was Biker Taker back then, or maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And he just pops him up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ridiculous. I don't know how it's possible.
But yeah, that wily up-and-comer Undertaker gets the W. Why does he win?
He's not going to be bad. He wasn't even there. This is the first time he has not shown up for a feud.
Oh my word. No, he wasn't there for Kane's feud either.
Oh, that's true. But that was his return.
Yeah. So
and he was an active wrestler back then.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, Bray Wyatt, he didn't gain. It's just another, like, went through the motions.
He actually needed this, though. This is the one time where I'm not really that big on wins and losses, but he needed this win. He was talking a huge game.
Yeah. It's because he did all the work as well. You feel bad. Like, Taker showed up for 3 hours, beat him, and then went away for another year. Bray Wyatt sold promos by himself. I feel bad for him.
He doesn't even have the Wyatt family anymore. He's carrying the thing.
Oh, well.
I guess he had the Druids to carry the casket out that one time.
Yeah, we both went with Bray Wyatt on this one. Oh no, I don't know. I think I went. Yeah, we both went with Bray. We thought that would be stupid for the old man who 50 years old to win, wouldn't it? Against
I think I said
20 years younger.
I think we both said that. Only you went with the Undertaker because you said they're stupid. They'll do it anyway.
Oh, did I?
I think that might have been how. And I'm sitting there like, no, they're not that stupid. They can't do that. They were that stupid.
See, I thought they'd do Taker wins, Sting wins, final last man standing match, and they both ended.
Well, that's the thing, is that if they do Undertaker Sting, how does Undertaker lose now that Sting lost to Triple H?
I was like, oh, of course, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Isn't it crazy how that match? I actually I looked up Wikipedia for the times of the match. That match was 15 minutes, and the main event was 16.
Yeah.
And yet, one seemed an awful lot longer than the other.
Yep. So the when they said they didn't want to end this WrestleMania the same way they did last WrestleMania with a triple threat match, they ended up finishing the show with a triple threat match.
It's that reasoning. I know Vince didn't want Bryan in the main event because it would be too similar to last year. I'm sorry, didn't you do John Cena versus The Rock once in a lifetime twice?
No, twice in a lifetime. I'm pretty sure they said they had the logo had a little asterisk after it said, AKA twice in a lifetime.
Yeah, we don't want to do another triple threat. You ended another.
Let's see. The thing is, though, why couldn't they have done this with Bryan in the main event instead of Reigns? That's the thing that I don't get. If people didn't watch I'm not going to freaking recap it. If you're listening this long, then you either watched or don't care. You could have just done this with Bryan. In fact, I said that. You could have just done this with Bryan. It would have gave Bryan or Rollins super heat. It would have made Bryan a super sympathetic character who was about to take down the Beast. It would have got the title off Brock Lesnar. It's just why. I mean, I thought Bryan should have won and then Rollins did it because I didn't know that you could change a match in progress.
No, that's never been done.
That's something that they just decided that you can do now.
Yeah. Which
is fine.
It makes sense.
But I didn't know that. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
Anytime, anywhere. Yeah, it actually makes sense.
But I didn't think about that, I didn't, because they've never done it before. They never mentioned it.
Although they're really making a mistake. Well, if you were smart, you do like the hardcore 24/7 rule. You'd sneak into their house. You would duct tape them to their bed, and then you bring in a ref and go, "I'm cashing it in."
I remember when someone pinned Crash Holly while he was sleeping. That was pretty funny. He just put his finger on his chest, and the referee's like, 1, 2, 3, and then they rang the bell, and he woke up or something like that. It was so funny.
Yeah, it did make sense. You're right with Bryan, because Seth Rollins left to Cheers. If he did that to Bryan,
yeah, if he did that to Bryan, he would have been the most hated dude in the world, which is what they're going for. So now when Seth Rollins was the savior, he would have been the slimy worm that did this now instead of the godlike. Yes, thank you. You solved it for us.
Okay, we'll jump back there. The entrances for the two lads, Roman Reigns is especially
the longest sea of booze that anyone has ever gotten. I love how Michael Cole has said this could be the longest walk he's ever had to the ring. No kidding. He's the biggest stadium. Yes, he's literally walking longer than he has ever had to walk before because it's a huge building. He's never had that big of a walk before.
Could you not have picked an entranceway closer?
Yeah,
where he wouldn't get shoved and given the finger.
Came out on the, yes,
so many people gave him the finger.
Yeah.
One guy even shoved him.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. That was funny in the security guide.
Yeah. Fucked him up. Did you see some of the signs?
No.
There are 2 signs on Roman Reigns' way into the ring. One is, in quotation marks, "We listen to our fans, lol." And then the other sign is Roman Reigns is a wank pheasant.
I don't know what that means. Is that some British slang?
It's just an insult, a random insult the guy came up with, and it's brilliant. A wank pheasant. And then the following night on Raw, the same guy, right where Roman Reigns' entrance was, he was there with the exact same sign, this time right in front of the camera.
That's good. Roman Reigns was booed out of the building. It's unbelievable because the freaking logic that they were saying is that, no, it was Philadelphia. He's been booed every event since.
Yeah, you said it was like a Florida. Raw was in Florida.
Yeah, it was like Nashville or something. And he was booed out of the building. Come on, it's not the hardcore fans. It's that nobody wants him right now.
Yeah.
He sucks. He actively sucks.
Yeah. And someone, I don't know who pointed out, but he's only had 3 singles. His 3rd singles pay-per-view match was in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah!
Have you ever seen a push that hard?
No!
3rd singles match is the main event.
There's no way this wasn't an audible, right? There's no way they didn't.
Actually, it was. The cash-in wasn't audible.
That's what I'm saying.
It was during the Ronda Rousey segment that Rollins was told, "Yeah, you're cashing in," and the 3 lads went over how they're going to finish this thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's no way they didn't. The original plan was for Reigns to stand tall at the end of WrestleMania. That was the original plan. There's no way they did not change their mind.
Yeah, they changed.
But they
their
had no
minds.
choice. There was a sign that said, "If Reigns wins, we riot." Like that's, and I would have believed them because that crowd was hot against Reigns. It was bad. Every time he showed up on the camera, he got booed.
Yeah,
even if it was him in
sure,
pain, he was getting booed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the officials are like, "Oh fuck, yeah, he cannot win. His career will be finished."
He got booed when the video packages were playing. And
His like, it's a video packet. Boo.
They did not want him to win that match. I didn't either. So,
and then
that's not true. I see. The thing is, there was no win-win in my mind. I was thinking either Lesnar wins and he becomes unstoppable and can no longer be beaten by anyone ever, or Reigns wins, and I don't want Reigns to win because he sucks.
Yeah,
but he had to win because he needed to get the belt off Lesnar because Lesnar can't be invincible. He has to be able to be beaten. And they solved both with this one fell swoop. It was perfect.
Every now and again, WWE knocks it out of the park with a finish.
Just really, really smart. And the way they did it too, Rollins looks like a genius because if he waited until the end of the match, he would have had to fight them.
Yeah.
The fact that he did it in the middle of them both being laid out, not to mention none of them wants to lose, so of course Reigns is going to stop Rollins from getting the F5, right? That makes perfect sense. If Reigns had given the spear to Rollins, Lesnar would have stopped that. There's no, and then he had the opportunity after Lesnar was down. Reigns was already freaking destroyed, so it didn't take much work. It just makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
This is the same night that they had Triple H versus Sting. With no logic whatsoever. I guess they just drained all the logic out of this match and put it into the main event because it made perfect sense. It all makes perfect sense.
Yeah. The match itself, just Brock Lesnar is...
That was fun. Lesnar is on a whole other level than no one can match him in terms of just what he does. He does it better than... He does what he does better than anyone does what they do.
Yeah, when he started the match, I love the way he starts matches. And the way they have this tussle, and they just drives him into the turnbuckle, just clobbers him in there.
What a stiff fight that was! Holy crap!
Lesnar getting fucked up. I think it's like the straps on Roman Reigns' gear or Roman Reigns' fingernails or something.
Yeah, it just seemed like Lesnar kept getting busted open.
Yeah, and they're like scrapes and like, how is this? Is just Roman Reigns all elbows and just flopping around?
I don't know, but it made it look that much more awesome, though.
One of the coolest things was 3 minutes of Brock Lesnar beating the holy shit out of Roman Reigns. Chance of "this is awesome" breakout.
Yeah, it's not an actual. All of Brock Lesnar's matches on paper are bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you
think about it,
you're
just gonna watch Brock Lesnar throw the dude around for 10 minutes and then pin him.
Yeah. Hey, this title fight, do the same move 16 times. Fans will love it.
And then just pin him.
Yeah. No big deal. It's, on paper all his matches should suck, but he's so good.
So good. And then Suplex City.
Oh, man. Suplex City, bitch.
The way the camera picked that up, I don't know if that was some kind of accident, but that was so good.
It could have easily been just like, I think, but they do it every time after Brock Lesnar does a move, they kind of zoom in on him.
Yeah.
So maybe it was perfect timing.
I wonder if it makes me feel like Brock Lesnar enjoys it. It seems like he's having fun.
Oh, yeah. I watched back his match with John Cena in the lead up to this, and after he does an F5 and Cena kicks out, Brock Lesnar starts laughing at him.
Or no, it's when he kicks out of the AA or whatever in like a 1 count.
No,
and he sits up and just starts. I thought it was.
No,
didn't he?
He did, yeah. But I'm talking about at the very beginning of the match, Cena kicks out of like the first F5, and Brock Lesnar goes. He says to him, "It's over now, John," and then he hunches down and just screams to him, "I'm going to kill you!" Oh fuck! I was like, damn, he's definitely, because he's more vocal in the ring than most people.
Yeah.
It's like, "I will kill you!" Jesus Christ.
One other person that I thought did that really well was Mark Henry.
Oh,
when he's like ending people and he's just like, "Yeah, come on, boy! Get up, boy!" and smacking him around.
They should do more of that.
Yeah.
Everybody. Talk.
Rollins does it too, actually. More and more people seem to be doing it, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just such class. Some of those like when they were on the apron and just Reigns was kneeing Lesnar in the face. Lesnar has like his head stuck through the second rope. Oh my, those were they legitimately kneed him in the face.
It's ridiculous. The whole match is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lesnar in the back goes, "Just fucking hit me."
Yeah,
I've been hit by trained fighters. You're not going to do anything, okay? Just
plus
fire
I'm going to
away.
hit you back, so it's only fair.
And then he hits him with like such a clothesline on the apron.
Yep.
Just like winds back and clobbers. Oh god, that man is just. Isn't it crazy how 1 year after ending the streak, he's now one of the most over guys as a babyface?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, his character is such that they don't have to change it because he's just cool. I said this on the last podcast we did. How is he a bad guy? He comes out, he does exactly what he says he's going to do. He's going to beat you up. He's not cheating. He's just better than you.
Yeah.
He's stronger than you. What's so evil about him?
He's hardly around. He doesn't show up.
So what? They're paying him a bunch of money to sit at home. I would do it too.
Yeah. And then, when he... I don't know. See, when he actually got cut up in his forehead, on the top of his head.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was blading or not, because the way he hit into the, like,
it didn't seem that hard.
No.
And it also was instant. It was so fast.
Although, Bryan on Raw or SmackDown got cut open as well really fast.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention Lesnar's blood gets pumping when he's wrestling. He turns from a albino gorilla to a red-faced evil looking. It's weird. He gets really red when he's wrestling, so his blood is pumping.
Yeah, there is
But there is a gif of the referee handing Reigns something. So
I don't think that is. They always do that. They touch their hands to check that they're all right.
Yeah, to make sure if he's all right. So I don't know. I don't think it was bleeding. Because there was I think Lesnar just goes into the post when he's because I remember him versus Triple H when Triple H returned. And Triple H pushed him into the post, and Lesnar hit the back of his head off the post, and he just started gushing.
Yeah, that is
the entire side of his head was just red. Yeah, so I think he just takes the post.
Yeah, maybe.
But it didn't look that hard. That's the one thing that I'm not sure about.
Yeah, and he had his forearm up, like his forearm was up. So I don't know. Maybe just over. Oh yeah, maybe Lesnar just probably
looked cool though. So who cares?
God, it looked amazing. It was like I agree with them not letting guys blade all the time because it did get out of hand.
But it does need to. I don't know. It adds so much when it does happen.
But yeah, when I saw blood, I was like, oh. Even when he got the first cut on his cheek, I was like, oh fuck. And then when he got that like the second bump, I was like, Jesus. And the actual like blood's pouring off his forehead. I was like, this is like I was fully engrossed. I was like, this is real now.
And Reigns seems to be incapable of having a match without cutting his mouth.
Yeah. I'd say he's clumsy as fuck to wrestle against.
Probably. Like, if he's constantly cutting his mouth open, he's doing something wrong.
Busting up Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like those type of scrapes and bumps, they're probably fucking Roman Reigns throwing his big gangly limbs around.
Yeah, he's not as toned as Seth Rollins or Ambrose Reigns. Yeah, so that all around... And I loved when Rollins got the belt and he swung it around like a...
but going back, there's the moment when Reigns kicks out and Lesnar takes off his gloves.
Oh, yeah.
I was
There's just a good little piece of storytelling right there. Just like, all right, fine.
I marked out.
This is how it's going to be.
I was like, oh, shit!
I'm not crazy about Reigns laughing.
I like the idea of it, but...
I don't think it was pulled off. It seemed...
forced.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It seemed super forced. It seemed like he's trying to look way stronger than he is, and it's not working. I would rather have him had some more offense than for him to just laugh off the complete and utter destruction he was getting.
Yeah,
it kind of cheapened it too.
Yeah, it's like you're losing.
You're losing real bad. You're getting destroyed.
Yeah, and then him laughing.
Stop laughing.
It's just, I don't know, it's a bit strange. And then he has, during his comeback, the chorus of boos were Oh,
Yeah. I even liked the comeback, though. It made sense. What's the one thing that's going to take Brock Lesnar down is a big metal post to the head.
Yeah.
And then Lesnar, or Reigns is thinking to himself, what's my most powerful moves? Yeah, I don't have a lot, but what are they? The spear and the Superman punch? All right, let's do those a bunch.
It's just like spam L1 on triangle.
Yeah, just spam spam your most effective attack. You'll worry about your mana later.
Yeah, that was
just throw grenades.
And then Rollins' music hit, and it was just
boy, everyone cheered too because they're like, yes, save us.
Yeah,
save us out of this predicament. They knew what was going on.
Even while Lesnar was beating the stuffing out of him, like, there's still a chance he's going to have a comeback and win. Oh no, here's the comeback. Please don't win. Oh, they're going to yes, our savior.
Well, that's the thing, is that after that comeback, there was no way for Lesnar to win that match clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That comeback was too definitive for him to lose after that. So Rollins had to come out to save it. Once my friend was talking with me about it. Once the comeback started, we're both thinking to ourselves, okay, Reigns wins. There's no way he doesn't, because it looked like that's what they were going for. That's why I mean, obviously that's what they were going for, but they had to have Rollins come out and save it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked if Lesnar ended up winning anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, Reigns, Rollins comes out. The way it was handled was perfect. Lesnar is still not out yet. Puts him up, tries to get him in the F5. Reigns is like, no, I don't want that. Spears him. But then after the spear, he's down. So Rollins is like, okay, and gives him a curb stomp, pins him.
Yeah. It was, it was Lesnar F5'd him, then Rollins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Rollins came out, and then Rollins was almost F5'd, and then Reigns came in with the spear.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly, yes.
Oh, and you're right, him spinning the belt. And why did they fucking cut away from it?
Yeah, that was sad.
It was annoying. I hope he definitely starts spinning the belt at every pay-per-view.
Yeah. So good.
They were just ripped body.
Did you see Rollins thank Roman Reigns as he was pinning him? There's a video out there where you can hear Rollins say thank you so much as he's pinning Reigns. I was thinking, aw. That's cute.
Yeah, well, they're brothers at this point.
Yeah. I'm sorry the crowd hates you.
If you type it in, it says, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins thanks Roman Reigns. That's crazy. That's really nice.
That's adorable.
That makes me like Rollins even more.
Yes. I agree. And then the next night happened, which started off really strong. I don't even remember how the opening... What was the opening segment?
Lesnar.
It was Lesnar.
It was Lesnar and Heyman. Lesnar comes out.
I wanted to make
topless.
sure that... Yes. It's like, it's on. Oh, he was topless. He had his shorts on. He was ready to go.
He had the gloves on. He was raring to go.
That's exactly how you start that show.
God damn, that was fun.
And then Stephanie comes out, I think. Holy crap, why am I having such a hard time remembering this show?
Stephanie comes out and is like, we'll see what happens when Rollins comes back from his trip to the Today Show.
Oh yeah, and then Rollins comes back and says, I'm jet lagged, even though it's the same time zone.
Even before that, the way he marches into the ring. This big smirk on his face.
Yeah,
above
it was perfect.
Into Lesnar's face, like, and you said, like, there's no way he's wrestling.
He knows he's not wrestling.
Cocky. There's no way he's wrestling. And then, I'm jet lagged.
So good.
And my foot is sore from curb stomping you and Reigns.
So good.
And then Joey Mercury's beside him, pointing to his foot.
Yeah, and then Lesnar freaking loses it, which is exactly what needed to happen.
Before that, Rollins' trademark laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Is that my foot is sore.
His raspy, annoying voice, so perfect.
And then, you're right, Lesnar loses God
it.
Damn,
Rollins,
can he move?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Rollins almost didn't get away. That was also perfect. Normally, the big heavy guy chases after the little guy, and he just escapes into the crowd, no trouble. Lesnar almost caught him like 3 or 4 times before he got away. And then Lesnar's so angry, he's just like, I just need a body to destroy. And once he destroyed one, he's like, that's not enough. I need another one. It just started destroying everything. I'm still not okay with the fact that these former world champions got put out of commission because a table tipped over.
Yeah. But, tip it back, you dumbass.
Yeah, just tip the it's freaking cardboard. It might as well be. It's so light, it disintegrates when people stand on it.
Also, what was even funnier is that on SmackDown, a table broke and they put it back together.
I don't know. People were standing behind the tipped over table. I don't know.
Somebody on Reddit posts like, SmackDown's table is a bitch. It's no selling the power bomb. Raw's table is a true jobber.
That's good.
Oh,
yeah. And
all of that Lesnar stuff was just amazing.
And Lesnar's a face now because the way they went about it, he's a champion that got screwed over. He's angry about it. He wouldn't have lost that match, in theory. He wouldn't have lost that match. So he's entitled to a rematch, but he's not getting one. And then instead of being the guy that doesn't have enough dates on his contract to come up to Raw, he gets suspended. That's exactly what you need to do because Lesnar wouldn't want to be, Lesnar's character would want to be on Raw every week until he got his match.
Yeah.
But his contract doesn't allow it. So what do? You suspend him and prevent his character from coming onto Raw. That's perfect. That's exactly what you got to do. And not to mention, he destroyed Michael Cole, and nobody likes Michael Cole, so everybody loves it. Yeah, killed Michael Cole.
Poor Michael Cole. Just the chorus of cheers when he's getting his neck strapped. Way!
Michael Cole just can't do anything right, can he? Because the second he takes an F5, he rolls outside of the ring. Stop it. You're supposed to be done. You're supposed to be destroyed after an F5 instead of just plop to the outside. What a freaking loser. What a loser.
Although he is probably the only man in history to get F5'd out of his shoes.
He got the shoes knocked out, yeah. And then and before that they had a Bryan versus Ziggler match, which was really good. So first half of Raw was really, really good. Yeah. It was really good. And then the second half of Raw. I could not get over Byron Saxton sucking.
Yeah, we were actually going back and forth. We are witnessing a man blow it. His golden opportunity, he's actively blowing it.
At the same time, it was the worst golden opportunity of all time because he's an inexperienced announcer. He has no one with him.
And he's got to stand.
He's got to stand. And he's got to sell the fact that his colleagues are hurt. So he has this impossible task in front of him. Halfway through his run, they send out Jerry the King Lawler, and that doesn't really help. But you can almost audibly hear Jerry say, "No, this is when you start talking." It just sounds like, "No, come on, kid, do your thing." It didn't. He was speaking really quietly too. It was really hard to hear him.
Yeah,
it was a mess. It was an abysmal failure. His career is over.
Here is Neville. Wait until you see this.
Neville's debut was great, except for the part where his name is not Adrian Neville. It is Neville.
He probably
that's not a name.
In terms of a an introduction to the people, that might be the greatest debut from just an in-ring perspective.
Yeah. Also, it was for the people that don't know him who are watching at home, that's the perfect time to debut him too, because it is the super hardcore crowd, the super smarky crowd. They went ballistic for him.
He was treated like a god.
Yeah, and now this crowd is hot for him, so the people at home are like, oh, the crowd really likes him. Maybe I'll pay attention to this guy.
And not only
that's
that,
exactly what needs to happen.
I watched the Raw after Mania with my brother, and he was he'd never seen Neville before. And he was like, after he watched it, the WWE needs more high flyers. And the part that got him was after Neville does to begin the match, he does the springboard moonsault to Axel on the outside. And then the way he gets into the ring is he kind of hops up through the bottom rope in just one swift movement. And my brother went, whoa. Just that little bit. Just seeing him maneuver.
He just moves in a way that other people can't.
Yeah, and then of course he did the double head flip. It was what the fuck? And just the speed he moves at. And when he delivered that uppercut in the corner from a running, pelts at them. Like, Cesaro hits it pretty well, too, but Neville just is on another level. And, of course, the finisher. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Really, really smart debut all around. And except for the name. I just think that's stupid. Yeah. I really don't. Why does WWE have a phobia with first and last names?
Cesaro. Big E.
Big E is the stupidest name for anything ever. Just dumb. It's a Big E Langston was already a bad name, but now his name is Big E. Cesaro is another one. There was one more that I could think of and I forgot. Antonio Cesaro. I don't remember. But there has been more than one. And it's just really stupid every time it happens. Just give the people first and last names. Are they just afraid of more syllables? I don't know.
The most famous Neville in the world is Neville Longbottom.
Oh, he is gorgeous now. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
something else.
I'm glad they brought Neville up because he was done in NXT. There's nothing for him. But
he did everything he could do.
It's a fantastic debut. I'm so intrigued as to what he does.
Yeah, I'm still worried though because they have a track record.
But he's too good not to notice.
But they don't seem to care.
No, think of it. Like Ziggler is unanimously praised as an underused guy. He's really good wrestler. He's fantastic. But to the average person, Ziggler is just kind of ordinary. Yeah,
I'm saying but look at Brian.
If you see Neville move around the ring, you realize you're seeing something different.
To the fans, yes, I agree. But to WWE, if they don't care about him, then they're not going to use him. They're going to. Apparently, it gives me a little bit of hope because apparently Vince was at the NXT show in San Jose or wherever it was, and he was impressed. So I'm hoping that he doesn't just bring guys up just to destroy them. The Ascension was the most abysmal failure of a debut I've ever seen.
They had a year as the tag champs in NXT.
And they just come up and the commentators poop all over. I guess that was the one good thing about Michael Cole and JBL being out is that they couldn't just fart all over Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
And the Lucha Dragons debuted and get rid of Sin Cara.
That was the Kalisto show.
Yeah, get rid of Sin Cara right now. Just do it. I'll pay for it if I have to.
You get yourself, as you said, like Rey Mysterio 2.0. That's it. He's right there.
That's all you need. He doesn't need to talk. He doesn't just. Yeah, there you go. He's super small. He's quick. He's fast. He's got, he's Latin, so everybody's going to be super excited about it. Just Latino, not Latin, and just let him do his thing. Yeah, but Sin Cara is going to hold him back because apparently you put someone in the character of Sin Cara and they are required by law to botch. That is his character. They need to write him off in a botch. He needs to botch for them to write. His character needs to die as a botch. Just have him botch like the Hayabusa botch and have him break his neck, but not actually break his neck. Just break the character's neck. Just have him carried off in big botch heaven.
While going for a swanton like he is now his finisher, the safest finish they could possibly.
Yeah, because he can't do anything. That is the most high-flying finisher he is capable of doing without screwing up. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's a different dude. It's not the same guy, and he's still botching. I don't understand.
It's a curse of Sin Cara.
It is the curse of Sin Cara.
Oh, boy.
So stupid. Just have Kalisto do his thing. And the interaction with him and Cesaro, that match needs to happen right now.
Yeah. Those two could create magic. Because Cesaro is the type of guy who literally... a man that size of Kalisto, Cesaro can throw him around no man's business.
It's so good. But man, the rest of the show, once the commentators switched off and the commentating was so bad that it just was detracting from the whole show. But the whole show was also boring after that.
That 6-man tag.
It ended with a 6-man tag. Come on.
But not a good 6-man tag.
No, a bad one.
Put in
Kane and Big Show.
And Kane. And the guy everybody hates, Roman Reigns. Also, why didn't Roman Reigns get a promo?
Because he can't talk.
Even just 3 seconds.
Oh, believe that.
Just something that makes him human. Like, I'm angry, I'm pissed off.
Maybe he's just got apathy at this point. Just he's embracing it.
He's like, fuck it. I
don't
even care anymore. I'm done trying to win you guys over.
That's the thing, though, is that shouldn't the crowd give him more slack now? Because the nightmare days are over. He's not winning the title anytime soon. Let's give him...
Well...
I still don't think he's any good, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt from now on. Let's not just boo him by his sight. Unless he turns heel, which I think that's the only logical course at this point. But
see, here's the thing. If he turns heel, he could have a great heel run. All he has to do is say, I'm tired of trying to win you over. From now on, I'm out for me.
I mean, he's kind of been talking like that anyway.
Yeah.
he's kind of already been a heel that's supposed to be cheered.
Let him just be.
I'm just a guy getting rich. Screw you guys.
See, here's the thing. If he just is just naturally like, he's obviously annoyed by this whole entire situation. Just let him be that annoyed person.
Just let him be annoyed.
Yeah. He might actually be good at promos. If he just says,
Let's not.
He might be capable of delivering a promo.
There you go.
Hey Roman, why are you angry? I bust my ass and you all boo me all the time. Forget it. I'm done with you. There we go. Boo. And maybe in like a few months' time, he might actually respect him for not giving a shit.
The one thing that is bugging me about this whole main event picture is that Ambrose is nowhere to be found.
Oh, apparently Ambrose is fine with that. He did an interview before WrestleMania and they're like, how do you feel about being in the ladder match? He's like, to be honest, right now in my career, I think that's perfect. I want to go out there and cause carnage. And apparently he was like, regular wrestling matches don't interest him.
Yeah, like, I mean, his character in the Indies was that he's so, unless there's chaos and carnage, he's bored. Like that was his character. His matches with Seth Rollins. The one time he main evented pay-per-view, he started the match on top of the cage. Yeah,
going just ape shit. Regular style matches don't interest him.
But from a fan's perspective, it makes so much sense to bring him out now.
Oh, there's plenty of time.
He got screwed over so many times by Rollins that
there's plenty of time. There'll probably be a triple threat next year.
I mean, that's the thing about this whole Rollins winning thing. It's just that it opens up so many doors. There's Brian
Rollins
who never got his real shot again. There's Reigns who got screwed out of it. There's Lesnar when he comes back. There's Randy Orton who just beat him earlier in the night. That's what I was talking about with putting Orton in the thing. Is that he deserves, because he just beat the champion before he was the champion. He deserves it more than Rollins does. That makes perfect sense. There's Ambrose who has history with everyone involved. There's so many ways they can go. It was the most perfect booking they could have done for the best case scenario for what they ended up going with. But, man, that Raw. The crowd kind of was starting to annoy me, too. Apparently they were chanting at the Divas, you suck Cena, and you suck. That's not okay.
Yeah,
that's a little gross, guys. Don't do that. And we are awesome is the worst chant ever. You're not awesome.
They did a Mexican
We don't like you. That's okay. That's fun.
Oh, I loved Rollins' response to it. Sit down and shut up.
Yeah. That's what another thing that people need to do is interact with the crowd more. They need to acknowledge the crowd. I don't like that.
Putting on a show and you are just an audience that sits and watches. No, just literally like bark at the audience or call them assholes or something.
Right.
Make it more indie style or more house show style.
Yep. All right. We just talked another 2 hours about wrestling.
No way.
Yep, just about.
What will be our special word this time? I picked it last time. You can pick it this time.
I'm just going to find something random in my room.
Okay, so if somebody managed to get this far in the comment section, because we were surprised.
We were surprised that anyone listened that far.
Because I openly said nobody's listening at this point. And I believe we even went off topic and just said...
Yeah, we did go off topic because
we started talking
no one's
about
listening
writing.
to this. Let's just chat.
This is chat. Fuck it, throw it up. It's grand. And then 2 people actually wrote down.
If people are apparently, I mean, hundreds or more than 100 people listen to that, so maybe we should be a little bit more careful. I expected that thing to go up and get the 20-ish views that the regular podcast gets, so I don't know.
Should we go with Wank Pheasant?
Yeah, sure, why not? Nah, that's a little too... Plastic fork. That's a random thing in my room. Plastic fork. Say that in the comments if you have listened this far. I'm going to start doing that for the regular podcast, too. That's such a good idea.
That would be a good barometer of who's actually listening.
Yeah, of who's listening all the way through. Yeah, I mean,
my God, who's got 2 hours to kill to listen?
Granted, YouTube analytics can just tell me exactly who's listening all the way through, but whatever. That's fun. I'll just start throwing it randomly in the middle of the show, too. I'll be mid-sentence and if you've listened this far, say the word stapler. Again, it's another random thing in my room. But no, plastic fork is this week's random word for the comments. Sponsored by Stride Gum. It's not actually sponsored. I wish it was. All right. Adam, thank you.
Indeed. We might do one of these after pay-per-views.
Yeah, maybe we'll do more of these because the one that we did, people liked.
We'll see how this goes. It might get 2 views.
Yeah, if this gets 2 views, then screw you all.
Yeah, we're just going to talk wrestling privately.
Yep. All right. Thanks again, Adam. Thank you, Dusty, for being a good dog. And thank you, Randy, for being here, I guess. I don't know. There's only one person to thank. It sounds weird. So, until next time, believe that. Believe
it might be the worst ending ever.
Whoa, yeah.
Done.